I use this thing every single day. It's the best machine I've ever bought. I want 10 more. They're the best, skid steers. Hey, it's Caleb at Wood Prairie. Springtime here on the farm, so we're getting some tractors and some equipment ready to break ground and to start planting potatoes. So behind me, I'll go through my tractors here. I've got a Cockshut 1850 made by Oliver. I'm not sure the exact history on them. My understanding is that it's an Oliver for Canada. So they're red, but all the parts are the same. We've got another 1850, and we also have a white 285 at the other end of the farm. All three of those tractors are basically the same, some small differences. But this is a Cockshut 1850, Perkins 354 6-cylinder engine, about 90 horsepower, 92 horsepower. Really great tractors. One of my favorite tractors for sure. Beside that is an Oliver 1750 with a Waukesha diesel 6-cylinder. I think, what are they for horsepower? 75 or 80. Good tractor. This one I picked up for $2,500. Gives you more options for gears in the low, direct, and over versus the rest of my tractors, except for the whites. They just have a 2-speed. So the 3-speed is really nice. It's a smaller tractor, so you can get in and out of the tight headlands with the planter nice and easy. So it's just a really good thing. Nice tractor, really good package. I like the 1750. And then the next three are all Oliver 1650 diesels. All of these are non-turbo. All of these tractors here are non-turbo, 6 cylinders. And the last one obviously has a front-end loader, bucket loader on it. I paid $2,000 for the bucket tractor 1650. Runs great, couple leaks here and there, but it's really good shape. Can't beat it for $2,000. We pretty much just ran it. Haven't had to do any work to it. The next one, my father picked up probably 25 years ago from a guy just south of us in Monticello. We call it the Folsom tractor because we bought it from the Folsom family, from the Folsom farm. And then the next one closer is we call the Sear tractor from the Sear farm north of us up in Mapleton, probably 15 years ago. I don't know what he paid for those ones there. But yeah, I think the Cockshut I got for $2,500 as well. I had to put, let's see. Oh, it needed some clutch work because they had broken. So we just got down in there inside the transmission without pulling anything apart, welded it all up, and got it back running, and it's been really good. And then behind that, we've got a potato truck. It's an International S1800 from the 80s. I'm not sure the exact year on it. It's got a DT466 turbo, all mechanical. It's super reliable. The best thing, I paid $2,000 for that truck as it is right now, ready to go. Harvested potatoes with it the first year. I think we changed the oil in it and we just put it out in the field. Never missed a beat. Starts right up. Doesn't have any battery, parasitic draws. Batteries stay up on it. Such a good truck. Well, what else we have here? Oh, also behind me, I've got our case, our fake case 125B. Case bought out. I'm not sure the exact company, but I think this is I think it's a French manufacturer that built these excavators, and Case bought the company and slapped their names on them and sold them under the Case name, but they are not a Case. All the fittings and everything on it is super weird, hard to find. Like the hydraulic hoses on it are a nightmare. If you break one, I've had to have them welded back together because you couldn't find a replacement. So parts are really hard for it, but it is a good machine. We've ran it for a long time. Dug 2 ponds with it. It's got a Deutz 6-cylinder turbo air-cooled engine in it. Very, very reliable, except when you run it out of oil, which I did when I was about 10 years old, when I was running it. And we lost some main bearings in it. So we had it rebuilt, put it back in, and it's been good since. It's a good machine. Doing some groundwork here. Well, I was doing some groundwork here last fall, and I got snowed out, so I just parked it right there, pulled the batteries out of it, and after planting, I'll finish digging out this hill, fixing the road from the irrigation project we did last fall. You can see the last irrigation hydrant right there. Some bulk bodies here. Picked up a couple bulk bodies. There's 2 there. And then there's another green one right here behind this Cockshut. That'll be 5 bulk bodies we'll be able to fill. It'll be a lot more efficient. Not that, you really need to be that efficient on 10 acres of potatoes, but it'll help. So what I've been standing on to shoot this video, so at a good angle, is my farm work truck, or tool truck, whatever you want to call it. It's a 1997 Nissan pickup. Is that true? It's a 1997 Nissan D21. Anytime I can find a quarter-ton truck locally to me for about $500 and it runs, I buy it. I love quarter-ton trucks. They're little mini trucks. The Nissan, this is a D21. The Tacomas, you don't find those for $500 very often. We haven't had a lot of Rangers. I'm a huge Ford Ranger fan. I pick them up because they're great on the farm. They're four-cylinder engines, usually super reliable. I especially get them if they are manual trans, because four-cylinder engine, manual transmission, they just don't go wrong. I haven't had to do hardly anything to this truck. We've beat it to pieces and bolted an air compressor to the roof, and it just goes. Hasn't had a problem. It's four-wheel drive even. Most of them are two-wheel drive just because two-wheel drives are cheaper than four-wheel drives. But they're great. Run them for a few years, motor blows, frame snaps in half, take them to the scrapyard, pull out another one. But I've got a decent fleet of little pickups around, so everybody can have one for the farm and drag their tools around with them wherever they need to go. But this one has been especially good. I've really liked it. Yeah, just a good thing. It's kind of new for, most of mine are early 90s or even in the 80s for my farm trucks, but I guess that stuff's getting 30-something years old, and there's none of it out there running anymore. So the next thing in the lineup here is this 1988 Ford F600. Bought this in Massachusetts 15 years ago probably. Drove it home at 55 miles an hour because it doesn't have overdrive. But it's got a 6.6 liter Ford Brazilian turbo diesel in it. The engine's super strong, runs awesome in it. But it's rotted out, and the rear axle, I lost the pinion shaft in it because it was stuck in the snowbank. I was rocking it out and I just snapped the rear axle, the pinion in it, and it's been parked here since. It's too bad because it did run really good. It's a nice farm truck. What did I pay? I paid $1,300 for it. And when I got it, it was very clean, but it's got some rust on it now and got some problems. But it does run good. It's too bad. I tried to sell it just to get it out of here because I'm not doing anything with it. And I couldn't give the thing away for some reason. I'm not sure. But on the back of it is a Porsche 944. The other side of my life, or one of my hobbies I have, is autocross racing. Don't get to do it very often with being busy on the farm and family. But one weekend a month, they do an autocross race in Maine, and you can look it up online. Basically, a bunch of guys get together, set up a bunch of traffic cones in a big parking lot or at runways like Loring Air Force Base to the north of us in Limestone. They'll do a race there, and then there's an airfield in southern Maine that they do races at pretty regularly. So you take your car, your commuter car, whatever you want. A lot of Mazda Miatas, little sports cars like that. They go and they time you. You go around the course. It's a ton of fun. It's a cheap way to race cars. It's the cheapest way to race a car in a legal setting. So really like that. Justin and I do that. We got into that about 5 years ago. So this Porsche, I've got another one, a nice one that actually runs. This one's just for parts. I picked it up for free, actually, just north of me. There was a guy that wanted to do some big build on it in the V8, and that's as far as he got, just pulling it apart. And then he gave it to me for free because he was just done with it. So behind the F600, we've got our two harvesters, or one parts harvester and the harvester we use. So they're Lockwood 4620s. Great machine. Paid $10,000 for the both of them. They came as a package deal. Super good condition machine. Our buddy farmer got done up north of Prescott in Washburn. Got done farming, was selling off all of his equipment. He took care of this machine really well. He helped us out when we first got it and started using it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5. Showed us how to use it, and has helped us, work on it every year. If I have a question, I call him up. He's always been super helpful. Yeah, awesome harvester. Has really changed our life here on the farm. A lot less labor, harvesting super fast. I mean, it's too fast for what we need, which, good thing and a bad thing, but we love it. Thing's been great. Haven't needed really any parts off of the parts machine yet. haven't had anything go wrong on this actually. Besides the chain, a couple sprockets, and random things, small things, but nothing major. Haven't had any issue. I mean, we're doing 10 acres of potatoes. Most every other farmer up here during harvest does 10 acres of potatoes a day harvesting, if not 20 or 30. Smaller potato farms up here are something like 300 plus acres, up into the thousands of acres. So it's basically in its retirement, sitting here on the farm. It gets its legs stretched once a fall for, what do we harvest for, 7 days, and gets back to going to hibernation. So it's got a pretty good life here. It's taken care of and babied. So behind me here is a Massey Ferguson 300 combine. It's got a Chrysler Slant 6 engine in it. Super good, reliable engine. Combine's been a nice machine. We picked it up from our friends in town. It's hydraulic steering, so it's assisted steering, but it's got like a drag link. I'm not even sure what it's called. It's got a cylinder in it where it's got a linkage that pushes and the valve is in the cylinder. And the cylinder snapped in half, so I took that off because they wanted like $1,500 for a new cylinder, and I just put a regular farm hydraulic cylinder on it, and I put a lever in the cab, just in the middle of the steering wheel. So if you want to turn left, you push the lever left. You want to turn right, you push the lever right. It's really hard to get used to, and you're just constantly like hitting the lever to go down the field. But it works. When they upgraded to a bigger machine, and we used it for probably 15 years, and we just sold it last fall to a friend of mine up in northern Maine, up near Fort Kent. So he's going to come pick that up this summer sometime, hopefully soon, and take it home, put some more grain through it. So we haven't done grain for 2 years now because the market is it's terrible for us, where we only do 10 acres a year. By the time you grow the crop, you do all the work, you rogue it for weeds and things, and then you harvest it, and then the combine breaks down or something happens, you lost your income on 10 acres of grain. There's just not much much margin for it on just 10 acres. You really need to be doing hundreds of acres to really make money on grain. And it's just hard to do out here in the east, where our fields are small. We don't have a ton of acreage to do it. So it's easier for us just to buy in what we need from other organic farmers and get our grain that way. One less thing to do, then we can focus on the potato crop and focus on the other things that make us money and that we're good at. So this thing had to go down the road, but it's still here for a couple more months, and then she'll be gone this summer. This is one of the quarter-ton trucks that we picked up for pretty cheap. This is my mother's. So this is the Toyota Tacoma. It's early 2000s, 4-cylinder, 5-speed. Just like I was saying, this has been a really good truck. It's a Toyota. You can't beat a Japanese-made anything. The Japanese is it's the best you can get, really, as far as reliability. I mean, this truck is probably 40-year-old engineering underneath the hood. It's just how Toyota does it, but hey, if it works, keep doing the same. So in these trailers, I keep my Autocross cars because they're kind of junkers and they all leak, so you can't leave them outside because they'll get rained on and rained in. And also just to keep the sun off, keep them nice. So here I've got up on blocks right now because I stole the tires off it for the last Autocross race a couple of weeks ago to put on my other Lexus. Right here is a DF Goblin. So it's a kit car built with a Chevy Cobalt SS drivetrain. So it's a 4-cylinder, supercharged, 250 horsepower engine. It's got a manual trans. It's rear-wheel drive. So this is the front. You take the whole front subframe from the Chevy Cobalt, you drop it out of the car, and you drop it into the back of this, and you build it from scratch. I bought it complete. I'll put a couple of pictures in here of the car and better lighting and all that, so you can see it. But yeah, so this is one of the Autocross cars I have. Might sell this summer, I'm not sure. And then this is a Lexus IS300 I picked up for $800 locally. I had one back in college and I really liked it. It's got a 2JZ 6-cylinder naturally aspirated gas engine in it. It's automatic, unfortunately. For $800, you really can't say anything. It had some work done to it, so it had some value. And also, I really like the IS300. Yeah, so those are the two of them. I've got a couple more we'll see later on. This is a lime spreader that you would have just seen me pick up from Porter Farm in Sardis. And then this is one of the funnest machines and one of the first machines I rode on when I was a kid, when Dad would run it. This is our Caterpillar D6C. It's 1965, I think. Caterpillar turbo diesel engine. I love this machine. I've been driving this thing since I was, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, pushing snow in the wintertime. My parents got it maybe 35 years ago, something like that. Used it to clear all of our fields that our potatoes have been in. Pretty much to use it to clear all the ground that we've had to clear. Used it to dig a pond, push banks back, all construction jobs you can think of. Paid, let's see, I think they paid $14,000 for it back then. Super reliable. Had a couple of problems with the clutch. It's got a wet clutch in it. Had some leaks in there. Had some transmission issues back before my time. Yeah, it's got a couple of mounts for a brush blade. We're going to clear a little bit of land with it this summer, or at least try to if we can have some time. Another part for clearing land, we'll use the excavator. I got a thumb, hopefully ordered for it. Well, I'm trying to get a thumb for it to grab stumps and stuff and be able to clear some land with that. But this will be the primary land clearing machine that we have. I'm not sure what the horsepower is on this. It should be something like 150, which seems like nothing. But this is from the 60s, and when you're talking tractors and diesels, the horsepower figures are very low for what they are. This weighs something like 32,000 pounds. It's a great machine, super fun. We bought it from a logger north of us, I believe, and he welded on these additions to the track. So all these little nubs here, he welded on for added traction in the woods when he was pulling logs out. It has a winch on it that was gutted, so there's nothing in there, so the winch doesn't work. But it hasn't been a real big problem for us because we don't do a lot of logging here. So anything you need to pull with that, it'll pull it itself. You don't need a winch. So being a Ford fan, I've got quite a lot of Ford trucks just hiding and poking around here. This is a 1997 F350, 4-wheel drive, 460 gas jobs, automatic. Bought that for $800 just because it was crew cab, V8, 4-wheel drive. It's worth $800 in just parts, and it runs. I drove it home from southern Maine like 4 hours when I bought it, and didn't miss a beat. Driven it on the farm since. It's rotted out underneath, unfortunately, but the rest of it's good. Runs great, all that. I plowed snow with it for a couple of winters, or for one winter, I guess, while I was putting the V plow on the other plow truck. So I used it for that, but just kind of bang around the farm with it. Doesn't really go with that quarter-ton truck stuff, but this is our GMC Top Kick. So it's a GMC Top Kick 7000. It's got a 3208 cat non-turbo engine in it. Manual trans. I'm not sure what the trans is, but it's got a super low. It's got like a double underdrive. Super low transmission, no overdrive in that. We've hauled a lot of gravel with that thing. Doesn't owe us a thing. We've had it for 20 something years. I haul manure with it every year, and it's been our all-around dump truck until the last 4 years when I bought 5 years ago I bought the Western Star. But before that, anything we ever need to haul, this hauled it. Hasn't been on the road for probably 15 of those 20 years, but just use it on the farm here whenever we need it. And then this is my father. He bought this, I don't know when he bought that, long time ago, Chevy C40. Still runs, not the original engine, obviously. 1970s, 71. I'm sure somebody in the big Chevy fan would correct me on that. That still runs. We still use that. It's got a 12-foot flatbed, dumping flatbed on it. It's got a Chevy 350 4-speed trans. I love that truck. It's super fun. I've wanted to fix it up and actually use it on the road and drive it around, but it's just a farm truck. Just put potatoes on it, or miscellaneous, anything from the farm. This is my parents' old car, 96 Mercury Grand Marquis. Just going to be a farm car now because it's rotted out, and so it'll live the rest of its life here, just bounce around the farm until it breaks in half and take it to the scrapyard. This is my 2003 F350 with a 6-liter Power Stroke. It's automatic. It's got a really ugly bed on it, but I'll show you another truck. I just bought a bed to put onto that. But I drove that for a few years. I've had it for maybe 6. I rebuilt the engine for it for my buddy 10 years ago, I think. It's been going good since. Needs a little bit of work here and there. Needs a bed on it and some rust work because we live in Maine and they salt the roads and everything's terrible. So this is just a parts bus that I was going to take to the scrapyard, but I got to find the title for it before I could do that because it's an 06 and you have to have titles in Maine to sell things and get rid of them. So got to find the title for that. And then got our 94 F250 7.3 diesel with a manual trans plow truck. Now we bought this when I was 12 years old, I think. So that was what the heck, 19 years ago. Bought that 19 years ago. It's been our plow truck, dedicated plow truck ever since. So we plowed with it for 19 years. And it's pulled our trailers. It was our primary pickup truck until I really started, until I got my license and I really got into pickup trucks and buying stuff and everything. So this has hauled everything from off the farm to our farm for us up until then. But now it's just a dedicated plow truck, and we use it for a summer truck a little bit. I want to put some 42-inch mud tires on it just because I have them, and why not? It'll look fun. It'll be fun and it'll look cool. So. Next is my 1999 Ford F550. It's got a newer front end on it, that's why it doesn't look like a 99. But this is a car hauler, whatever you want to call it. It's got a 21-foot dovetail flatbed on it, and you put a couple of ramps on that, drive a truck up onto it. Thing's awesome. 7.3 power stroke, 6-speed manual trans, 2-wheel drive. It's got 350,000 miles on it. Runs great, goes great. Had to do a couple little things to it since I bought it. A little bit of body work here. It's got 0 rust. Bought it in Pennsylvania. Drove it home in December, middle of December, trying to get it home before the salt. 0 rust. It's beautiful underneath. It's perfect. Don't have anything else like that around here, really. Everything else I have is rotted out, but that thing is immaculate underneath. Super fun truck. It's got a big hitch on the back, so someday when I've got to go pick up 2 vehicles, I can put one on the deck and then one on the trailer behind it. Next is the Caterpillar 12E grader. This is 1950s. It's got a pony motor, 6-cylinder Cat diesel, non-turbo. I'm not sure what the horsepower is on this. Not going to be very much. Probably something like 100 for that big of an engine. I'm not sure, actually. Somebody could tell me what it is down in the comments. So Cat 12E 1950s. It's got a pony motor on it. Doesn't have an electric starter. So it's a little gas engine that you get the gas engine running. You warm that up, and then you engage a clutch, and that engages the motor into the main engine's flywheel, and it turns that engine over, starts the main engine, then you shut down the pony motor. Pony motors have lots of problems, just old technology, and most people switch them over to electric starters. Paid $5,000 for that. Pony motor didn't work, so we would just drag start it. It's a Cat, fires right up, so drag it. The only problem is it loses prime, so you got to crack all the injectors loose, pull it to crank it up, jump start it a little bit, close all the injectors, pull it again, fires right up. And I'm not sure what's wrong with that, but it's such a minor thing, and I only use it, at most 6 times a year, but probably more like 3-4 times a year. So it's not been a big priority to get that switch over to an electric starter, but I will someday do that. That's a super fun rig. It was hard learning how to grade, and I still don't know how to grade a road. I looked up on YouTube as much as I can. I'm trying to learn. There's zero information that I can see out there. I gotta find a grader operator to come and show me how to do it and teach me the ways. But I've got a rough idea how to grade. I could use a little bit more. I could use a little more teaching to get the fine things done, because there's a lot to it for sure. But it's a lot of fun to run. It's a really good time. Here's another one of my farm trucks. This is an 08 F150. Paid $400 for that. Got that. It's actually from Canada originally. But just 4-door with a V8 two-wheel drive. We welded the diff in it, the rear differential in it, because it's two-wheel drive, and on the farm you're going to struggle a little bit, which is two-wheel drive. So we welded the rear end, so it's got both tires spinning in the back now anytime you're hitting the gas pedal. So that's been a good truck. That one's actually really nice for what it is. For $400, the thing's awesome. It's really nice on the farm. Crew cab, holds a lot of tools in it. This is a 02 F250 Power Stroke. It's got a lot of miles. It's got something like 370,000 miles on it. Needs quite a bit of work. Pretty rough. Got that from a buddy of mine, and we ran that truck for quite a while. And it just needs more work than what it's worth to put back on the road. So I just beat it around for a farm truck. Still runs and drives, so if I need spare parts, I'll probably go to that one first. And the next is a I think this is an 02. Let's see. Yeah, this is an 02 F250 as well. And I just picked this one up, brought it home on the F550 a couple of weeks ago. 7.3 automatic. Runs awesome, 260,000 miles or something. I paid $2,000 for it. It's four-wheel drive. And all I really wanted, I mean, besides, it's got a great running engine in it. All I wanted was the aluminum flatbed on the back for my other truck, my 6.0, the gold one over there. Same style flatbed as what's on my white gas job F350, my winter truck that you'll see here in a minute. So yeah, paid $2,000, really just wanted the bed. And now I got a whole truck with plenty of parts on it for the rest of my trucks. It's completely rotted out underneath. There's nothing left of the underside. But it's got good tires, it's got a flatbed, got good engine, and the interior is nice too. I'll probably put that in the F550 someday if I ever have time. Next is our 01 Mercury Grand Marquis. This was my parents' car until I bought them their Highlander. This is an awesome car. I bought it with 50,000 miles, paid something like $4,500 for it. I thought that was a great deal, and the frame's getting pretty toasted on it. So it's got 90,000 miles on it now. It's like the lowest mileage vehicle in the fleet, but it's going to be the life cycle for it is almost to the end because of the rust. It runs awesome. I drove it down to Pennsylvania to get the F550 and drove it down there, and then I put it on the back of the F550, drove the F550 home. But it's definitely one of our most reliable road going cars. If I've got to go anywhere, I'll take that. When I bought my dirt bike last year, yeah, when I bought my dirt bike last spring in Connecticut, I drove that down, put the dirt bike up on the roof, and drove home with it. I got a lot of funny looks on the interstate, and a lot of guys pulling up beside me and blocking me just so they could get a picture of me rolling down the road. That was the fastest the dirt bike's ever gone. So here's another one of my favorites. This is a Michigan/Clark, Michigan 175 GM. So this is a 1960s 4.5 yard payloader. Articulate. You'll see me hauling some gravel with it in last year's video when we were building the road. We use this thing all the time. It's a ton of fun. It'll pick up something like 15,000+ pounds. There's not much that you're going to max it out on besides a big load of gravel or trying to pick up something you really shouldn't be picking up. I picked up some really big rocks with it. A lot of cars and trucks, whatever. It doesn't care. It moves anything. We pushed some snowbanks back with it. Starts up in the wintertime pretty good. It's got a Detroit 8V71, naturally aspirated. Does have a supercharger, but it's a two-stroke, so you have to have a supercharger or a blower, whatever they call it on the Detroits, for it to even run. So it's naturally aspirated, but it does have the turbo or the supercharger, the blower, whatever. I'm not a Detroit guy. I didn't like them, and then I bought this thing, and I think they're pretty good now. This thing's awesome. Not a ton of power. Sounds crazy when you're running it. Screaming. I like that payloader a lot. So next is my 2002 Ford F350 dually. It's a gas job. I bought this just as a winter beater because I've got some nice trucks and I didn't want to drive them in the wintertime in the salt. So I bought something cheap that I wouldn't care about and I wouldn't mind if it rotted out. So that's what this truck is. It's a 02. Got a 5.4 liter V8 gas engine, manual trans, like I like. Dually, been a really great truck. Put a lot of miles on it. I bought it with 90,000 miles before COVID. Paid $2,500 for it. You cannot buy an F350 dually manual trans with 90,000 miles on it for $2,500 now. You can't buy a pickup that is reliable now for $2,500. This has been a really good truck. I've dropped some equipment off in Vermont. That's about as far as I've driven it. Haven't had the need to drive it any further. It's not very good on gas. Maybe gets 11 miles to the gallon. So that's not very fun. But it's got had 90,000 when I bought it. It's almost 117,000 on it now. 4 or 5 years later. Really good truck. I like it. It's quiet. That's another nice thing about a gas job, is they're pretty quiet on the road. But that's the winter beater. It had a metal flatbed on it when I bought it originally, and that rotted off. So I bought an aluminum flatbed so that when I get my next winter beater, I'll pull the flatbed off of that truck, scrap it, and then put the flatbed on the next truck, whatever I buy. So next, got a couple more tractors. White 105 two-wheel drive. This is similar to a white 285 or an Oliver 1850 or that Cockshut 1850, because this has the 354 Perkins engine in it. So it's the same engine, but this one has a turbocharger on it. So it's got a little bit more horsepower. This has got the 3-speed, so it's got low, direct, and overdrive. Really good tractor. It's got the nice shifter like the Olivers have. The white 2135 has the terrible like slide shifter. It's awful. It's the worst thing ever. But you can get it to work. But these ones are really nice. Just a standard transmission shifter, you know, like you'd find in a car, pickup, or anything, with a couple of different sections. So it's 6-speed with the 3-speed and two reverse gears. So really like that tractor. Bought that for $9,000, and then I had to put a head gasket in it. So that was a bit of a bummer, but we got it fixed up now, and it's been a really nice piece. In front of that is our Oliver 1850. This was our first kind of big tractor. 92 horsepower. I think the 105. The whites are pretty easy to know the horsepower on. It's 105 horsepower. 1850 is same as the Cockshut 1850, about 92 horsepower, and Perkins 354 diesel engine, non-turbo, 2-speed though, so it's just got the under and the direct drive. But really good tractor. We bought this for $2,500 back when we first got a harvester, or I guess the second year we had the Yuko harvester, the 1-row, because the 1650s that we had really couldn't pull it. They were struggling, so we bought this 1850, and it has no problem. We can put duals on it. We've got the spacers, and we've got an extra set of tires to put duals on. We haven't done that for a while. It's been nice in the summertime, and haven't needed them. So, and we've got a couple of bigger tractors too. So if we can't pull a plow or whatever, we put it on the big tractors. Love this tractor. Love an 1850. Perkins is a great engine. It feels like it's got 92 horsepower at idle, all the way up to redline. It's really a nice power curve on it. The Waukesha diesels in most Olivers don't feel like they have a ton of power down low. You got to get the RPMs up really to get the power out of them. But the Perkins, super good power all around. Then back behind me here, well, I guess let's do the 85 first. So this one's the 285 I bought last fall. There's a video on that. Paid $3,400 for it. So white 285, Perkins 354, non-turbo. It's got 3-speed, and then it's the same transmission as that. Basically, those are two of the same tractors. Just this one has no turbo. This one's got a turbo, and that one's got no cab. So paid $3,400 for it, but also needs a head gasket. I'm just putting it together now. Maybe 354 Perkins need head gaskets kind of often, because this 1850 also had a head gasket 15 years ago. So if you buy 354 Perkins, maybe check the head gasket, check the coolant system first. So here we have one of my dad's first tractors he ever bought. I think he had a 77 before this, but this is a Oliver 770 gas. It's got a bucket on it. It's what we used to use to load manure spreaders and everything. That needs some engine work. That's been sitting for quite a while. But like I said, I think that was my father's second tractor he ever bought when he got to Maine. We used this thing a lot. We would rogue, rock pick, load everything. It was the primary tractor. We did everything with it. Needs some engine work. I do want to get that fixed someday. Just get it out there. It's really too small to do a lot of the work we do. But fun to have around. We've got a loader on it, and kind of good for the nostalgia. This is another Oliver 770. This one does have a good engine. We will get that running this year. Hasn't been running in a while. You can see the saplings are growing up around it. But 770 gas job. does not. These old tractors don't have the direct and the 2 speeds in them, or the 3 speeds in them. The hydropower, they call them on Oliver's. So it's just a straight 6-speed, with 2 reverse gears. And yeah, nice little tractors, gas engine. And then we also have an Oliver 77 here. I think this one's from the 50s. Bought this from a guy up in Fort Kent. Got it home, pulled it off the trailer, and all the wirings went poof. So we got to rewire that one, but it is a good runner. Just kind of too small for a lot of things we do, but looks cool. Painted up, keep it around the farm. We also have a big forklift here, what we call our big forklift. This is kind of an oddball. This is a Mastercraft. This is a Mastercraft 50H. We just call it our big forklift. Don't use it that much because we used to load pallet boxes with potatoes in the field and haul them out of the field, and this is what we would use. So every single pallet box we have, something like 110 a year, would be filled up in the middle of the field off the harvester, and then this would transport it back to the edge of the field, put it on a trailer, and we'd haul it back. Now that we have the harvester and the bulk bodies, that's how the potatoes get back to the yard. Put them in dump it into the bulk bodies and drive the trucks back. So this has had a lot of miles back and forth up and down the field every year, and then we would use it to haul all kinds of other random things around the farm. You can pick up something like 10,000 pounds with it. This mast is not the original mast on it. So when this was being transported by a trailer truck on the interstate, the original mast was much taller than the cab. You can see this one's a little bit shorter. And they went under an overpass that they were too tall for, ripped the whole mast off of the forklift. I'll show you the welds here that they did to repair it. But so this mast was added on later. I think it's heavier duty than the original one that would come with it. But the original one was much taller, so you'd have a higher, height capacity that you could lift. But you can see some of these welds here are definitely not factory. So you can see there, that's the repair to mount on the new mast, I believe. I could be wrong. That could be factory. I don't know. But yeah, the original one got ripped off, and this one got put on, and then we paid $16,000 for that. Let's see, that was probably 2008. No, that would have been before then. I think I was probably 9 or 10 years old when Dad taught me how to drive that thing, and he just put me out in the middle of the field with a trailer full of pallet boxes and said, unload them and line them up. And I took quite a while to do it, but I learned how to drive it. And that thing's been a lot of fun. It's got a 4-cylinder Perkins little engine, non-turbo, something like 50 horsepower. Pretty slow, but does the job. Then here's the Western Star. So 1991 Western Star. I don't know what they call them, 4 1/4 cats, 425 horsepower. But to me, it's a 3406B Caterpillar engine, direct injection. It's got a 13-speed behind it with a splitter. Not sure what the exact trans model is. There's my dump trailer I just bought. I got it into the yard, parked it. I haven't touched it since. We're focusing on planting, which I'm procrastinating right now, not getting the planter ready, doing this video. But anyway, so next is our big guy, white 2135. This is our biggest tractor that we have, 135 horsepower. This is what we haul the harvester with, and anything big or anything that gets stuck, this is what we get. We just hop onto this, pulls it right out, no problem for the most part. If this won't pull it out, we get the dozer, but that's pretty rare that thing won't pull it out. We've got the Vibra-Shank behind it right now, 14-foot Vibra-Shank, just for breaking ground in the springtime, breaking that crust, getting the ground to dry up, killing the weeds, all that fun stuff. And next, we got our Swiss Army knife for the farm. Don't know how we went without one of these for as long as we did. We use this thing every single day. It's the best machine I've ever bought. I want 10 more. They're the best. Skid steers. New Holland LS 170. Kind of a small one, 50 horsepower, something like that, 50, 55 maybe. Love it. 2004, I think. Turbo diesel, 4-cylinder. Bought it with 4,000 hours. Put 3,000 hours on it in the past. How long have I had this thing? 5 years. We use it all the time. I mean, that's not crazy for a lot of people, but for us, just using it to move pallets and dirt and random things here and there, I feel like that's quite a lot of hours we put on it in a short time. Love it. Can move anything. Can't move anything. It can only pick up about 2,000 pounds. You can stretch and maybe get 2,200 pounds on it, but you're hanging the rear tires pretty often. It says the capacity is 1,700 pounds. but if you want to be silly, you can get a little more on it. But really nice machine. Haven't done hardly any work. Put a starter on it, water pump, that's it. Super reliable. When I was looking up skid steers, I found this one just south of us. What did I pay for it? $8,000, I think. Been an awesome machine. Put tires on it as well. I got one of the old original tires left. Peter asked me why I hadn't changed that one yet. I've changed all these tires. I bought a whole set of the ag tire, the aggressive tread one there on the front. Bought a whole set of them, and they're kind of a pain to change. So I said, as they blow, we'll change them. And that one is holding on. It's been on there for a couple of years longer than the other ones lasted. But as soon as it blows, we'll change that one as well. We got the matching set on that side. But been a great machine. It's got a grapple bucket for it that makes moving brush and loose material super easy. I mean, I swear it'll do the work of 10 or 15 guys moving brush. You can grab that thing and clear, you cut all the trees, cut all the branches, whatever you want, and you get it done so fast, picking it up and moving it with this thing, and you're not breaking your back. Love it. I'll fill potholes in the yard, fix roads, build roads, all kinds of stuff. I don't know how we went without it for as long as we did. You have to have a skid steer. If you're gonna have one machine, get a skid steer. You can pick up pallets. If you want to pick up heavy pallets, get a bigger one. I want to get the big brother to that, the LS190. Those max out at something like 3,500 pounds capacity. So if this one's 1,700 and I can put 2,200 pounds on it, I bet you could get almost 5,000 pounds on a LS190 without it tipping over too bad. So that's what's coming up. I got to find a high flow one though, just because if you're going to get a big skid steer, you might as well have a high flow. That one's low flow, so you can't run a forestry mulcher on it efficiently. You can get some low flow forestry mulchers, but if you're trying to get anything done in your life, you're not going to be doing low flow forestry mulching unless you like to do it on your own time. A couple of forklifts, Clark GPS 20. I got a GPS 25 as well in the other shed that's got hard tires. This has pneumatic tires on it. So this one's the favorite of everybody because it rides a lot better. The other one rides like you're on steel wheels because that's basically what it's got. It's hard rubber, solid tires on it. But got to have some forklifts around. We've got, like I said, 2 of these Clarks. We've got the Mastercraft, the big one, and then I got one more up here I can show you. So I'm procrastinating, not getting the planter ready, but I did get it into the yard with the skid steer, and I got all the pieces up into the yard too. So there's the tanks that go on it. We've got the chisel plow over here. We've got our old chisel plow over here that I'm going to steal a couple of teeth on and put on the mid mount for our liquid fertilizer that we'll put in the furrow with the potato plant. And then we've got our cultipacker here that we'll do the flower beds with. So I got everything in the yard. It's easy to get work done if you can do it while you're sitting on the skid steer. But to hook stuff up and get all the rest of the stuff done, you gotta have some drive. So we're almost at the end of it here. Last couple of things. So this is Peter's Honda Foreman 450. Got that last year. He's put a ton of miles on it since then. He bangs around the farm with it. The dogs love going for runs with him and doing a little bit of the work with that thing. And I haven't had a four-wheeler for a while, but then I got jealous because he got one. So I picked up this one a few weeks ago, Polaris 500. Polaris Sportsman 500. This is an 08, four-wheel drive. Can't beat a Sportsman. I think they're the best four-wheeler there is out there, at least for the older ones. I don't know anything about the new ones because the new ones cost money. Cost a lot of money, and I don't like to spend a lot of money. Paid $1,300 for it. It's got 7,000 miles on it. This is a Ford Ranger we have here that's on the road. Justin's driving this one. Paid, what did we get for that? I paid $500, I think, for that one. Manual trans, two-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, super reliable. Can't beat them. Can't not beat a Ranger. They are the best. So another forklift is our white 50. What is it? Yeah, white 50 forklift, propane. Paid $1,000 for that a few years ago. For a little while, it was our only forklift. Paid $1,000 for it. It's about a 5,000 pound capacity, I think, on it. Doesn't have a muffler. Sounds terrible, but it runs great. It's got the same engine as that combine up back, Chrysler Slant 6. Those are super good motors, super reliable. I believe that's 1960s, maybe 1970s, but nice forklift. Struggle. It doesn't, it can lift up 5,000 pounds, but man, it complains about it. The Clarks are rated for about 3,000, and they'll pick up more than it and not complain about it. It's got a lot of personality, but nice forklift. I can't bring myself to sell it because I paid $1,000 for it. I'll probably sell it for $1,000. And if I saw this forklift for $1,000 in Bridgewater, I'd probably go out and buy it. So I guess I might as well keep it. I'm not sure. Then I've got another parts forklift here. This is identical to the one that we have in our cellar that we built the cellar around. So that forklift is staying in there. We'll have to cut it up to get it out of the cellar. So you got to have spare parts, because if it breaks, you either got to fix it where it is or cut it up and haul it out and wonder how we're going to get another forklift down into that cellar. Probably going to have to take it apart, lift it down into the cellar, and then put it back together. I don't know. So you got to have lots of spare parts. That's a Yale, I don't know, electric boring stand-up. I've got our old gooseneck trailer there, 3-axle. That one's homemade. That was our first trailer really for the road. We put behind our F-250, that green plow truck, back when I was like 14, so 17 years ago. And hauled a lot of stuff on that trailer, blew a lot of the tires out on it because it's got those mobile home axle tires that are just absolutely terrible. You can put a brand new one on and 30 miles later it blows up. Don't know why, they're terrible. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, but we got a new Kaufman trailer 2013 with standard trailer tires, just regular stuff, and they work. They just work. They don't blow apart. And then I've got my step deck here. 53-foot Manic step deck trailer. We rebuilt the back end of it. It's got some rust problems, but it's got the ramps so we can put some equipment on it, this and that, and yeah, put it behind the trailer truck, haul a lot of stuff. Super efficient, can do a lot of stuff with it. Here's the bulk body from the Western Star that we just pulled off and turned that into a tractor. Oh, here's another parts truck I just bought for the interior for my red and white 94 F350. This is a Lariat F350. Paid $800 for it. I bought it. I was just going to go up and get the interior out of it. And then the guy's like, just take the rest of the truck. I don't care. And so it's got axles in it, had a motor, sold the motor out of it. So I've got, actually I made $200 on that truck that I paid $800 for. So I got some good spare parts. Always can use spare parts when you have a pile of old junky trucks. So I really questioned doing this video once I saw this truck. And remembered the shape it's in. I questioned doing it right now and not waiting until I had this truck fixed. This is my 94 F350. I bought this when I was in college, and that was 2012. 13 years ago I bought this truck, and I rebuilt it. Body was in really good shape, you know, not perfect shape. It needed a little bit of work, but the frame and everything underneath was pretty rough. So I had to rebuild a lot of the cross members. I went all through it, rebuilt everything, got all the rust out, fixed anything that needed fixing, and I painted it, undercoated it. I've changed axles in it. Had 188,000 miles on it when I bought it. It's got 260 now on it. I rebuilt the engine back in college, so right after I bought it, I started to develop a misfire. I couldn't diagnose misfire. I didn't know what it was. So I just said, oh, I'm in diesel hydraulics class at NM, at NMCC, the college just north of us. I said, hey, I need a project. Let's pull this motor apart, figure out what's wrong with it. I never figured out what was wrong with it. I was 18 at the time, didn't know all that much. There's a lot of kids in the class, so I rebuilt it. I put upgraded push rods in it and cam springs because I was going to put a bunch of horsepower into this thing. Put it all back together, and I did it as cheap as I could because I was in college. I found the cheapest engine rebuild kit I could find, which was basically just piston rings and seals, and honed it, put it back together, and didn't have misfire. So I said, well, geez, I guess I fixed it, but I'd really like to know what was wrong with it. And it wasn't until a few years later I realized the only thing I really changed that could have been the problem was the push rod. So I went back through the old parts I had and found a bent push rod. That's all it was. I could have just changed the push rod and the thing would have been fine. But got the experience, rebuilt it, had a good time. So now we are 65,000 miles later, and you can see there's something missing in the front. I lost a couple of Maine engine bearings in it last fall when I was hauling a grain drill down to southern Maine. I sold it to a farmer down there, and I was hauling that down and lost a couple of Maine bearings. So Justin and I had to leave the truck, brought my other truck down and finished the load, then had to haul it home, and we diagnosed it, figured out what was wrong with it. Lost a couple of Maine bearings. So over the years of running this truck, I've found a couple of problems that I think could have led to this issue. I do have some horsepower in it. I got a big turbo, got big injectors in it, programmer. So it's pushing something like,
I have no idea, something like 400 horsepower. Stock, these are 215, so that's a huge upgrade from what they are stock. But I've never had it like tested or anything. So it's manual transmission, it's 4-wheel drive. I've swapped axle. The only thing that isn't original to this truck is the transfer case and the body and the transmission. The transmission had a big crack in it, I had to weld that. I've done a lot of work to this thing. I did have it painted. It was these are the original colors of the truck. It used to be like when I first got it, the paint was so faded it looked white and pink. So I had a friend of mine that was doing auto body, and we did some wheeling and dealing, and I got him to do a paint job on it. But anyway, so now we lost the 3 main bearings, so I took a parts truck from out back, pulled the engine out of that, and I sent it away, had it machined out, and I have all the parts back, but now we're into planting. So this truck is on the back burner, and after planting, Justin and I will build the engine and put it back into this truck. It'll be the same horsepower it was before. I'm not doing anything that way as far as upgraded horsepower. I'm doing a couple upgrades in the engine, but it'll be the same. You know, I don't know what it is, 450 horsepower. Really nice setup. No one's going to care about this, but maybe there's one guy in here that's a 7.3 fanatic. So the turbo, it's a T4 kit turbo with a S364.5 with a small AR housing. It's manual transmission. The injectors are 238cc 100% over injectors. It's got a Hydra programmer. I did a custom intercooler kit on it from the newer style 7.3s. Bunch of other random diddly stuff. Electric fuel system. I built all the stuff myself for the most part. I had the T4 kit I had to buy, but I don't have the money to be buying off the shelf stuff, so I have to kind of build anything that I want myself. So yeah, it's kind of been a big work in progress over the years. It's been really good for a lot of years. I found a couple of problems. The oil filter housing was missing the bypass valve in it, so for the first like 4 years of driving the truck, the engine was not getting, you know, adequately filtered oil, which I think was one of the problems why I lost 3 engine bearings in it. But whatever, I had a lot of fun in the truck, beat it up, drove it really hard. I wasn't expecting it to last, and so, you know, something's gonna let go. But getting it rebuilt, we'll get it back on the road this summer. And yeah, so this is my summer truck for sure. It never goes out in the winter. As soon as I hear that there's salt on the road, I park it. So that's something like mid-November. It gets parked and it sits all winter until the springtime when the roads are clear enough of salt and ice, because I did a lot of rust repair on that thing and I don't want to do it again. And that's a truck that will maintain its value, if not gain in value over the years, because it's you know, it's kind of the old style, and people want that more and more going forward. So yeah, really nice thing. Really like that truck. So last couple of things, these are my personal cars. This is a 2002 Lexus IS300 Sport Cross. This one's pretty rare because it's got a hatchback, or it's a wagon. They only had 3,000 of these coming to the States. So this is the same as that black car that you would have seen in the trailer. So they look identical, except the other one's a sedan. So this just it's got the hatchback on it. I had to get this because I got the big dogs in the family, and still wanted to have a kind of a fun car to drive around. Paid $2,500 for it in Boston. And it's getting pretty rusty underneath. It's got a big dent in the hood. But it's rear-wheel drive, 2JZ 6-cylinder gas engine. Fun car. We raced it in the Autocross, Justin and I, last weekend. So we drove 4 hours to Brunswick, Maine. Raced it, both Justin and I, beat it as hard as we could, full throttle, had a great time, and then changed the tires, hopped on the interstate, 4 hours back up north. You just cannot beat Japanese cars. I mean, it's got 220,000 miles on it. Not nice miles. It's not been maintained. When I got it, it's been maintained since. But before that, it was not well maintained, and it drives perfect. Nice interior. I had an IS300 back in college, and that's what kind of got me into them, and I really like them. But I feel like they're kind of slept on. But anyways, then next is Porsche 944 1987. So this is a non-turbo, the base model. I paid $600 for this car. This was the first car we got once we got into autocross, and we got excited about it. Justin bought a Mazda Miata 1995 that he's since turbocharged. That's an awesome car. But yeah, so 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual. It's a rear-wheel drive. It's got transmissions in the back, so it's got really good weight distribution. Super fun car. It's got pop-up headlights, which is the coolest thing you could have on a car, in my opinion. But yeah, $600. I've got about 10 times that just in maintenance because it's German and it's a Porsche. But it's a ton of fun to work on. It's probably one of the funnest cars to work on that I've ever owned. Super easy to work on. Everything makes sense. In my opinion, it's back when, everybody says German engineering is like the best. 80s German engineering was awesome. Now, terrible. No thanks. I'm all set. And then behind that, I got the family wagon. That's a 2001 Ford Excursion. I paid $650 for this thing. Rust-free for the most part. It's like one speck on it. Don't drive that in the winter either. But it's got a V10, 6.8 liter engine. Terrible fuel mileage. Don't drive it very much. It's really just kind of the family trip car or family commuter car if we've all got to go, and the dogs and everybody. It's a huge, nice SUV. Super nice for road trips. Super quiet. Quiet for me. Everything I have is super loud and obnoxious. But love that truck. $650. It had the spark plug that shot out. So it was only a 9-cylinder when I bought it. But bought a $300 fix kit, fixed the 1-cylinder on it that was stripped out, put a spark plug back in, haven't done a single thing to it. It's got 250,000 miles on it. Love this truck. Super nice truck. Great for vacations. Pile 8 people in it, go to the grocery store with the family, super fun. I want to put a couple extra seats in there so I can put even more people in, but really nice to get everybody together, hop in, go for a trip. Really fun truck, and you can't beat the price. My favorite thing is to buy cheap cars and run them. Something that, buy them cheap when they're not worth much. Fix them up, make them nice, or make them nice enough to run. I really get a lot of joy out of that. And then this big giant thing behind, what's this? This is a 1991 Safari Serengeti RV I picked up in Western Mass. Paid $8,000 for it. It's got an 8.3 liter Cummins turbo diesel engine, automatic transmission, no overdrive. I bought it for camping and for going to the Autocross. I paid $8,000 for it. It's been perfectly reliable. It's got wheels off it right now, so I could change some brakes out on it. But yeah, it's a really nice rig. I think new they were something like $300,000 in today's money. I looked that up. So that's a pretty cool rig. That's fun. Put the trailer behind it. I wanted a diesel because when we go to the Autocross, got to haul cars with us. So I take our 24-foot trailer, put it behind this 36-foot RV, and put a couple cars on it, and I can get something like 9 miles to the gallon, which is 2 less than that F-350 with a 5.4 V8 gas gets in it empty. So phenomenal for that huge brick going down the road with a trailer behind it to get 9 miles a gallon. Crazy. So next we have my first truck, essentially my first truck. I had a couple of farm beaters before this, but this was the first truck I drove on the road when I first got my license, and I've kept it since. So that was 15 years ago. It's 1994 Ford Ranger. It wasn't like this when I bought it. It wasn't like this when I was driving on the road. But I stopped driving it because short attention span, bought a pile of other trucks. And so this used to be an automatic. It's a V6, and I switched it to a manual transmission back in high school. And then after high school, I converted it to solid front axle from a 78 F-150, and then I put the 42-inch tires on it, put lockers in it. And it's just kind of a fun beat-around truck, just to hop in with your buddies and go drive over stuff you shouldn't be driving over and drive up mountains and whatever. It's got lockers in it. It'll go anywhere. It'll drive through anything. Super fun. Doesn't get driven very often. You got to keep your first truck if you can. But it's still springtime here, so I'm just getting stuff out of the trailer. But this is the only thing I've ever had a car payment on. This is my 2022 Can-Am Defender Max. So it's the base model, smallest one they make. So it's got a 700cc engine in it. Just wanted to get the cheapest one I could with the most seats. So it's a 6-seater. Take the whole family with us. Super fun to go cruising around with the family. And it's got I had to add the doors on it and the windshield and the roof because you kind of have to have that stuff. You'd think that it would come standard, but this is the life of side-by-sides. So getting into another one of my hobbies is motorcycles here. So this is a 2013 Triumph Rocket 3. It's got a 2300cc 3-cylinder engine in it. It's the largest production engine fitted to a motorcycle that has ever been made, as far as I know, besides, you know, the V8 ones, but those aren't really production. So it's a 150 horsepower cruiser, super fun bike, big heavy bike. Got that 2 years ago down in Rhode Island. Drove that home on the back of the truck, and super fun cruiser, really nice ride. Haven't gotten it out of the shop here yet, so the seat's not quite right and the batteries aren't in it. So I also have my buddy Devin's, if he's watching this, Kawasaki Vulcan. What is this, Devin? 1500 Vulcan Nomad 1500. Big old bike. It's got 50,000 miles on it. Then I've got my pit bike here, Honda CRF 125F. Love this little bike, super fun. And I've also got Justin, or I guess probably it's Chelsea's, Honda XR100R here as well in the trailer. So we've got to dig these out because it's summertime. We got to go have some fun after work and on the weekends. So the last two vehicles you'll notice are in my basement. My whole life doesn't revolve around farming. I like to do a little fun stuff on the weekends. So here is my Honda CB1000R, 4-cylinder naked bike, street bike, whatever you want to call it. That's a 22, paid $9,000 for that bike. I think new they're about $15,000. And then also I've got in here, because you got to keep your bikes warm in the wintertime, I've got my 2019 Honda CRF 250RX dirt bike. So I beat around this. You will have seen it on last year's videos, and you'll see it on this year's videos. And we'll get this thing out and have a good time with it. Justin's got a CRF 450RS that he got last year. My brother-in-law has a, what was that? Yamaha WR 450R, something like, or 450F. I don't know. I like Hondas, so I know their lettering system. This is VS, blah, blah, blah. We don't need this. Almost forgot my last hobby. This is a 2018 Polaris Pro RMK 800 with the big track, 163-inch track on it. Not really needed up here. We don't get a ton of snow for it, but the riding that we do is pretty much all off trail. There's a Easter egg in it from the kids' Easter egg party. But yeah, so got a couple of sleds here. And here are my last two sleds. Got an old 1995 Polaris Wide Track 500. So it's got low, high, and reverse. Nice sled for doing work around the farm or pile the whole family onto and go. It's got a big wide track on it, nice slow rig, pile the family on. And then I got a trail sled, an 03 Polaris 700 Edge. So nice sled for the trails. The RMK is not the best thing to drive up and down the trails on. So a bit of a different video this week. Just want to show you all of our equipment. If you got any questions on specifics on that stuff, on any of the equipment or cars or trucks or anything, I guess I did miss one little thing back here. Put it down in the comments, and we watch all the comments and respond to anything that we can. Got a little pit bike or a little mini bike here too. This kind of got us back into the dirt bikes last year, 2 years ago, and then we bought real dirt bikes the next year. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm going to stop procrastinating and get some planting equipment ready, because we're going to plant next week, and that'll be in a video as well. See you later.